Hey guys, Jacob from Evolve Fitness here. So I'm going to talk to you today about your external rotators, or what people call the glutes. The reason I call them external rotators is I'm talking about what their function is on the femur. So the bone that sits right here in your thigh, okay, so that bone is externally rotated. Now what I mean by that, okay, it turns outwards. Okay, so when it externally rotates, the muscle that's in charge of that is your glutes. Now a lot of people, it's really common, a lot of people have what's called a valgus at their knee. Valgus is the internal angle, okay, so the internal rotation of the knee, also called like buckled knees, knock knees, all different things. Okay, now you'll see people, some people walk like this, some people it only happens when they do something under load like squats and other things. Now it can be for many reasons. It can be for fatigue in the glutes, it can be due to angles at the hips. If you've got wider hips, you tend to already be predisposed to that angle. Okay, it can be activation issues of the muscles, they're not working properly. It can just be a lack of strength. If you've never really strengthened them, or you're in an office job that's seated all day, and you're sitting on your glutes, then it can cause activation issues and so on. So I'm going to show you today some things to fix it. Okay, one, technique. So a technique you can use, call it the corkscrew. Okay, you're thinking about corkscrewing your feet. So if you imagine a corkscrew, okay, you're screwing. Think about screwing your feet outwards. Okay, you'll notice my knees. Once I think about rotating my feet out, my knees automatically come out and I can feel my glutes engage. Okay, so that's one thing you can do whenever you're going to squat, especially if you know you already are predisposed or have that knock knee. Okay, as soon as you go to do any movement, especially under load, think about screwing the feet, it'll pull them out, and then you can go through doing the squat, deadlift, whatever the movement is. Okay, now if you think you're weak through the glutes, a really good thing is the mini bands. Okay, so these mini bands, what you're going to do is just bring it up your leg to just below the knee. Okay, so just slide them on, pull them up. Now, what this is going to do is emphasize that internal angle. Okay, so it's going to want to pull the knees in, which forces you, okay, if you don't know what to feel for, it forces you to pull your knees out, really emphasizes the glutes, so you can chuck it on while you squat to emphasize strengthening the glutes, other muscles. Okay, so from here, pull out and then keep it out the whole time. So when you come down, especially if you have load on your back, as you go to push up, that's usually the point that you'll find they either come in, then come back out, or they'll come in until you get up high enough and then they'll come out. Okay, so what you want to emphasize on is that changeover from bottom to top. Okay, so that this bit right here, that changeover, that's where you really want to emphasize. Push out, hold it up, get back to the top, reset. Pull out, down, back up. Okay, and you'll find after a while your glutes will really start to turn on. Okay, you can even use it as a warm-up or a priming for classes, for PTs, for running, for anything you're going to do if you want to make sure that they're on beforehand. Okay, now another exercise is just going to come down into a squat. You make sure you've got about a shoe's length, so about a foot between your feet. Okay, now what you're going to do is stay in this squat position, hips back so weight's on my heels. You're going to walk. So we're walking across, but notice I never bring my feet together. Okay, I'm always keeping that gap. I make the gap bigger and then I close it. Alright, keeping 1 foot between each. Now notice the knees are staying out. Okay, I'm not letting them buckle in. As I step, this one wants to fall. I use my external rotators to keep it out. Okay, and then once I step in, I'm leading with that knee out. So I'm walking on the outside balls of my feet. Go 10 steps one way, back 10 steps. Alright, and I guarantee you'll start to feel it in your glutes. So if you notice that your knees are rolling in, if you've ever noticed that as you do squats or anything under load, jumping, be aware of your knee position. Okay, and if you notice that they're coming in, take on board some of this band work, that technique of screwing the feet in, especially if you're getting pain through the knees, through the hips, and especially pain on the inside of the knee. Okay, that's a really common spot to get it if you're doing this, especially long term. Okay, so good way to fix it, corkscrew out, band work, strengthen those external rotators, and hopefully it works out for you. Awesome.